95, 96, 97.3 City FM. It doesn't get any better than that.
City News.
It's 17:30 GMT. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 City FM. I am Umaru Sanda Amadu. Tonight, I'm here with
Ejubi Wiafe Akinting.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes.
As of today, we still do not have a docket from the OSP. We have made several requests to the OSP, written letters, written demands to the OSP. So we have been asking for the docket for, I think, about 2 months now.
Attorney General's Department clashes with the Office of the Special Prosecutor over former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta. Would be unpacking the issues for you here on Eyewitness News. Also, coming up, 4 persons killed in Garu in the Upper East region after gunmen stormed the NHIS office there.
Actually, a sad story. It is confirmed that 4 people so far is dead.
We'll be live in the community with updates. And later on Eyewitness News,
the computerized placement system is not working well for the country, and I'm happy to review it, and I would review it. I've put in place a committee to review its performance over the decades.
Minister for Education Haruna Idrisu hints of a review of the computerized school selection placement system to end the so-called protocol admissions. Stay with 97.3 CTFM for more on this and many other stories on Eyewitness News. And in business,
government is sustained economic reforms, prioritize job creation in 2026 budget.
That's in 50 minutes from the City Business Desk. Eyewitness News is live across the country on a host of affiliate stations, including Jirapa FM 96.1 in Jirapa, in Wa on Tungsun 97.3 in Wa. In the Upper East region, we are on Mike 105.3 FM in Navrongo. In Bimbila, we are on Radio Bimbila 91.9 FM in the Northern region. In Tajahu in the Volta region, we are on Revival 99.3 FM. In Ahafo region, we are on Hammers Radio 106.5 in Goso. In Ashanti region, we are in Kumasi on Focus 94.3 FM and Orange 107.9 FM. In Sunyani in the Bono region, we are on Greener 95.9 FM. In Takrady in the Western region, we are on Beach 105.5 FM and Sky 93.5 FM. We are live on YouTube and live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube and we are also on Facebook. We are very interactive. You can join us with your messages 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. We also have responses, or we can take your messages on our Twitter platform now known as X using the hashtag Eyewitness News. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 CTFM broadcasting from Accra. I am Umaru Sandamadu here with Ejubi Wiafe Akinting. Okay, forgive me, I thought I had messed things up. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 City FM. Let's start off with what's happening around the Office of Special Prosecutor and the Attorney General's Department. Now, the issue of Ken Ofori-Atta has been in the news for some time now. Recall that the Office of Special Prosecutor, headed by Kisie Jabin, had referred to Ken Ofori-Atta as a fugitive of justice and a wanted man. Many people were calling for an extradition. In fact, he had been put on Interpol wanted list. Tonight, it appears that Ken Ofori-Atta, the man who is still in the United States of America, is a reason for a rift between two bodies, the Office of Special Prosecutor and the Attorney General's Department. Ahead of current affairs, Fred Tete Jabano has been following closely the issues around this particular matter, and he's joined us in studio. Fred, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. So what? A standoff between the AG and OSP on Ken?
That's what it seems. So you as you were narrating, you indicated that the OSP some time back issued a red alert for the arrest and extradition of Ken Ofori-Atta, former finance minister. So what's been happening is that since that red alert took place, we haven't really heard anything following that incident. But there's been things happening on the background. There have been things happening on the background. So some of the things we have seen show that the OSP at a point wrote to the office of the president, to the chief of staff, in an attempt to help in getting Mr. Ofori-Atta extradited back into the country. When that letter was sent to the chief of staff, the chief of staff directed it to go through the Attorney General's office. There was a letter written to the Attorney General's office asking for the same thing. The Attorney General's office in response to this particular letter from the OSP indicated that they would need the investigators in the case, including the case docket. So this was the response of the AG to the OSP. The OSP in response also provided the list of investigators, but did not do that for the docket.
So the docket was not presented?
So the docket was not presented to the OSP, to the AG's office. And we are told that as of now, the docket has not been presented. The Deputy Attorney General granted an interview to a sister station, TV station, GH1 TV, where he explained exactly what has been taking place and indicated that they are still waiting on the docket to be able to proceed with the process.
Fred, this clearly has got people talking. How is social media reacting to this?
There's been a mixed reaction. A lot of people feel either the government side or the AG's OSP side is trying to protect Mr. Ofori-Atta from coming to the country to face whatever charges he's been charged with.
Okay.
There are others who believe that this is a collusion between the government and Mr. Ofori-Atta and the OSP.
So several rumors and propaganda
and people also are are suspecting the OSP was also doing a cover up, protecting Ken
and pretending
to go after him.
Well, interesting. Fred Teteja, head of our current affairs department here at 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 Television. We can now listen to Dr. Justice Stremsai. He is Deputy Attorney General. He was on GH1 Television. This is what he said about that docket issue.
Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta is a subject of a number of criminal investigations, right? I think the one that is popular is the one that the OSP is conducting. And also, that is the one that we are made to believe is in an advanced stage where extradition will be required. And indeed, the OSP has already put the person on red alerts, Interpol red alerts. What it means is that it's a notice to the whole world that this person is a wanted man. But the Interpol alert is not an extradition, procedure. So, if we really want the person to come, we need to make an extradition request to where we believe he is, which is the US. Now, this is and listen to me carefully on this. We are the only authority, that's the Attorney General Office, we are the only authority that can make extradition. But we need a docket from an investigative docket from the OSP to be able to make this extradition request. As of today, we still do not have a docket from the OSP. We have made several requests to the OSP, written letters, written demands to the OSP, asking that now that you've announced to the world that you are ready to have this person extradited, and there have been communication to that effect that even we've seen communication to the effect that the docket is ready and it's only the Attorney General that can make the. So we have been asking for the docket for a couple of, I think about 2 months now. We still do not have the docket from the OSP. And so without the docket, you cannot go to the American authorities and say, this is the person we want him. No, you need to show, because when they are asking for people to be extradited to the United States, they bring the full docket of as if they are going to court. And then we take that docket to court for the court to see whether there's really merit for bringing the person down. we have to do the same thing. We also have to take a full docket of all the evidence and what we believe the law, and then we take it to the United States authorities, and they will process the extradition and bring it.
So that's Deputy Attorney General Dr. Justice Stremsai speaking on GH1 television today in relation to what appears to be a standoff between his office, the Attorney General's department, and the Office of Special Prosecutor. Now, when the two elephants fight, Kenneth Ofori-Atta gets his freedom at least. Martin Gbebu is a private legal practitioner, has been watching the space, the anti-corruption space, for many years now. He's joined us on the line for some reaction to this standoff. You're welcome to Eyewitness News, sir.
Thank you, Sandra. Yes, sir.
I mean, you were excited when the OSP started, fighting corruption. And to be fair, Kisi Jabin was appointed by former President Akufo-Addo, and his fight with Kenneth Ofori-Atta started under the Akufo-Addo administration. Many persons in the Akufo-Addo government at the time thought that he was a sellout, a traitor, and all of that. But many also thought that he was doing a good job going against the administration that appointed him. Tonight, this new government, 9 months into office or 10 months into office, the Attorney General is saying to us they are simply having difficulties taking the docket from the OSP in order that they can extradite Kenneth Ofori-Atta, a thing that the OSP has been claiming all these years was working on. Are you able to read between the lines? It looks a bit blurry for me.
Okay, so Sandra, the first point is that, let me know this, unless maybe my memory is bad, my recollection of the matter is that as of even January this year, when Ofori-Atta was leaving this jurisdiction, he did not know that there was a case against him at the OSP. So I'm not exactly sure how much he fought, Kisi Jabin fought Ofori-Atta while they were in government, because the OSP itself admits that when Ofori-Atta was leaving this country in January 2025, he did not know. So knew that OSP had never invited him, OSP had never informed him. I'm not saying they should inform him he's under investigation, but it means that if anything, the investigations hadn't reached a stage where they called him in to come and do a caution statement, etc. So it's to put it in context to see whether Kisi really stood up to Ofori-Atta when Akufo-Addo was in office. If anything, I think that Kisi had been muscled. That's why Kisi Jabin came and sang the Ankwa Numa song, and I faulted him later. At that time, I didn't understand. It was after Akufo-Addo and co left that, I understood that was the thing he was trying to tell us. But he should have been bold. Just say that, look, the president is interfering in the work, like Masinami did. You see? So I faulted Kisi Jabin for not having that courage. He didn't show the necessary courage. Look, sometimes it's better to fight a short fight, then you leave, and somebody comes to continue, than you want longevity. You want to manage politicians, and then, because now this case has become an albatross around the neck of Kisi Jabin, it shows, the case is showing a lot of ineptitude in handling this matter. Look, when this Ofori-Atta matter came, I mentioned the first day I was interviewed that Ofori-Atta had succeeded in leaving this jurisdiction without any being on bail. I was like, you remember, Sandra, after the election, foot soldiers, NDC foot soldiers, started crying that close the airport. Sandra, you're a law student, you soon become a lawyer. I cannot suggest, I'm not by any stretch of imagination agreeing that we were going to literally close the airport so that the MPP appointees would not leave. Okay, that's not it. But within it, you could see that they could see that something would happen. So somebody makes noise. In the noise, there's some wisdom. When foot soldiers say close the airport, my understanding of it is actually, if you have any cases against these appointees, call them in and then so arrest them and ask them to post bail, etc. So, for even a child, everybody knew from the fact that whenever we borrowed, Kenneth Ofori-Atta's company, Data Bank, was making money, etc. Everybody knew that Ofori-Atta will have cases to answer. So I don't understand how Ofori-Atta could have left this country without knowing that there was any case against him. And it's OSP that said it, that yes, they had never called him in for any investigation. So it's right that Ofori-Atta, when he was leaving, he didn't know that there was any single case against him. This beggars belief. It beggars belief. And the more this topic comes up, then the more it shows that Kisi was just not up to the task on this Ofori-Atta case. We have to tell him, he's a young man, he has to learn. I mean, come on, anybody would tell you that. As for this Ofori-Atta case, come on.
Now, there is a view from some cynics and critics of Kisi Jabin that he was simply engaging in cover-up, and that what he was doing, going after Ken Ofori-Atta, calling him a fugitive of justice, issuing Interpol red notice. People who are against Kisi say that this was a ruse. Do you agree with them that this was actually a ruse?
Sonda, that one, then because I'm a lawyer, if I join lawyers, and if other lay people will flame me, they will say that no, as a lawyer, I'm not allowed to. So by the ethics of the profession, because I have to deal with evidence. So you see that I'm the same person. I've told you just less than a minute ago, the analysis I did, that one, it was based on fact. So I could come out and say he hasn't shown due diligence and competence in exercising his office in respect. I'm being very careful in respect of the Ofori-Atta case. So that one I had facts, so I have to take out my neck. But this one, these are gut feelings, which citizens are entitled to express.
Okay.
But because I'm a lawyer, that one I cannot join.
I was thinking you would wear your citizen and anti-corruption hats and temporarily be a demonstrator and speak. But no problem. I grant you that. My next question would be, we've had the Deputy AG come out in public to lament about the seeming lack of cooperation from the Office of Special Prosecutor. That doesn't augur well for two institutions that are supposed to lead the charge in fighting crime and corruption in this country. Don't you think so?
Yes. That one, 115%. It doesn't augur well. I know the thing that's surprising me is that, Kisi Jabin and Dr. Ayine have a special relationship. They have a special relationship. They were partners in a law firm. And it's possible, I think Dr. Ayine must have taught Kisi Jabin. Yes, Ayine must have taught Kisi. Yes. He taught Kisi Jabin. And then after that, that's at the University of Ghana Law School. After that, when Kisi became a lawyer, they practiced together. Yes, they were in the same law firm. Oh, and they did this famous case together. The appeal in the Tagore case. They won it together, Ayine and Kisi. They've always had a good relationship. So I somehow, a part of me is like, is it and I'm not saying it negatively. I'm like, is it the media funding this kind of thing? Well, maybe I shouldn't be using the word funding but maybe is it the media that's in a hurry for accountability? But to the extent that none of them have come to deny, I'm tempted to think that maybe the friction is real.
But what is there to deny when the Deputy AG goes on TV and makes the statement he made? Clearly, things are not good, at least between the offices at the official level.
Yes, you have a point. Except that, let me also mention this. I think I saw somewhere a statement, either through commentary or somewhere, that the OSP haven't told us their side of the story. So because of that, I think I want to exercise a bit of caution. Yes, because I haven't heard their side. But also in the discussions, if it's not directly from the OSP, I think I said something like, they said something like, you don't need the full docket from the Attorney General. I don't think it's official, but the media commentary, etc. A full docket from the OSP. After I heard something like that, you don't need the full docket from the OSP before the Attorney General can go on. But as I said, because I don't know where I heard it, I'll hold my horses. But so far, the point that Dr. Semsai makes that they want the docket, I think the OSP should address it and then let's move on. So I would not want to make negative comments specifically in respect of that one. I think the first one I make is sufficient for me. The fact that he sat on his hands and allowed the Ofori-Atta to go out is the genesis of all of this problem, because it beggars belief. A small child, anybody who lives in Ghana, there was no way you could live in Ghana and not see that there will be a case against Oforiatta. I mean, the corruption was thinking all over. I took Oforiatta on. I mean, come on. Day in, day out, every time I start on TV3, I keep saying that, look, we borrow and Ekufuado and Oforiatta are becoming rich. They are taking our money. Ekufuado and Oforiatta are taking our money. I kept saying it. We could see that it wasn't adding up. These guys were fleeting us, etc. So it was very clear that Oforiatta and Ekufuado will have questions to answer.
Very well.
So how Citi could have sat down for Oforiatta to lead this country without posting bills? It's what Citi must answer. It showed a lot of incompetence, extreme incompetence, and that's the one I'll stick to.
Thank you for speaking to us.
You're welcome.
That's Martin Kpebu. He's a private legal practitioner. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. When we return, you've heard Martin Kpebu try to refer to some statement from the Office of Special Prosecutor. Well, it's not an official statement from the office. It's rather from Sami Dakun, who works at the Office of Special Prosecutor. The opening line of what he has written on Facebook says, there is no blood between the Office of Special Prosecutor and the Attorney General. I'll be telling you more when we come back. Please stay.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like Jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank accounts too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana Cedi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly. Not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
My hands are champion, creating temptation. 100% natural Kivo. Ginger, garlic, onion. No salt, no MSG. No preservatives. Steam them natural. Chicken, fish, and meat. Yes,
Kivo 3 in 100% natural ginger, garlic, onion powder. Incredible aroma. Champion taste. This advert is FDA approved.
Ginger, garlic, and onion. 3 in 1 Kivo.
If you know these sounds, you didn't just live through the 90s. You lived the experience. Back then, connection took minutes. Today, it takes a blink. You express yourself with memes. You hold video calls across continents. You say hey to an AI who responds,
"Hello, Kwame."
You order rides, dinner, and dreams all from the palm of your hand. A lot has changed, so have we. For over 3 decades, EcoBank has evolved with you, leading digital banking in Ghana and across 33 African countries, pioneering solutions built around how you live, move, and dream today. From our express points to EcoBank Pay, online banking, and the mobile app, we are where you are. Here for today, ready for tomorrow. Now, that's change, powered by EcoBank.
EcoBank, a better way to bank your way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Gugomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I don't change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car, they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine, they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I'll go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
It's your day off and you end up looking after the baby while your wife goes off to work. You realize you have no idea how to change a diaper. So you video call your wife.
Hello, darling.
Yeah, hello. Hello.
Kojo, is everything all right?
Everything is not all right. I'm not seeing Topo. How do I change a baby's diaper, please?
Kojo. Okay, first, put the diaper.
The video call freezes. While you wait for the internet to catch up, the baby sprouts a fountain and wets the diaper. As you are getting a new one, your wife comes back online.
Kojo, no.
But I have to go and get a new diaper. What must I do next? I beg, quick.
Open the front of the diaper. It's the side that has...
Wow, look. The video freezes again. Abba.
By now, you know where the conversation is going. There's no buffering in real life, so why accept it from your internet connection? Get connected and experience ultra-fast internet to your home, powered by MTN Fiber Broadband. From the Internet Masters.
MTN, everywhere you go. Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. The big story tonight is the seeming fight between the Attorney General's Department and the Office of Special Prosecutor. Deputy AG Justice Stremsai was on GH1 television today, and this is what he said.
As of today, we still do not have a docket from the OSP. We have made several requests to the OSP, written letters, written demands to the OSP. So we have been asking for the docket for, I think, about 2 months now.
We'll be hearing more on this particular issue, including a response from an officer at the Office of Special Prosecutor, Sami Dakun, who has been speaking on this particular matter. But we'll put that briefly on the shelves and go up north. In fact, to the eastern part of the northern part of the country. So Upper East region, and more specifically Garu. We're told that 4 persons were killed today by unidentified gunmen. Let's speak to John Abari. He's the Garu District Chief Executive. He's joining us on the line. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Yeah, thank you.
What briefing have you received, sir, about the shooting incident in Garu today?
Yeah, good evening to your listeners too. Yeah, the briefing I had is that, in fact, let me say I'm part and parcel of it. No need for briefing. But even though I had some briefing from the hospital staff, the hospital that received the victims, and then my security agencies too, I had some discussions with them. Yeah, the issue is that this morning around 10 onwards, I was in the office as part of our Monday issues. We had meetings every Monday. When I had the call that there's some attacks in town, so I was out to the hospital, and truly I went and met about 6 people who were injured. In fact, one was off, and then the second person was in a critical condition, which they sent to theater. And then later, the police also brought 2 persons, and they were already dead from before they even came to the hospital. So the total death persons now, as at now, is 4, and then about 5 or 4 people to had injuries, which are admitted into the Presbyterian Hospital in Garu. So far, that is what is going on. So upon hearing that and seeing that, I had made a call to my commander, the district commander, who was already on the ground, who also confirmed the same story to me. And then I called the military division in Boku, and they also came with their patrol team. So currently, there's patrol team in town going around with the police. So far, that is what is on the ground here.
Do we know anything about the identity of the persons who did the shooting? And do we know those who have been killed? What were they doing when they were killed?
Yeah, those that they killed. The first attack they did was in the National Health Insurance Office. In fact, one of the victims is a worker in the health insurance office there. I think the first attack
is that the district NHIS office?
Yes, the district NHI office.
Okay.
So the first attack there, they shoot one of the officers inside the office there and came out. And there was a guy who was in one of the containers to buy pure water, but he is not a worker. He's just a boy coming from within the community. So they shot that guy too. And when they were making their way, I think they met one teacher who is a head teacher in the primary school. So when he also heard the gunshot, he was also trying to run for his life. So they shot him. And then on their way outside Garu, they met one old man too, who was also coming from his farm. And they also shot that person to death. So far, that's the identity of the four people. One is a teacher, one is a health insurance worker, one is a community chief. That's the old man I'm talking of. And then the fourth person is a guy within Garu town.
So we can't see a pattern. We can't say that this was a targeted shooting because it sounds as if it was random.
No, it's a targeted shooting. Their target was maybe somebody inside the health insurance, or they target the health insurance. And then when they were moving out, those people, anytime if they do those things and they're moving out, maybe when they meet somebody, they think that maybe the person may identify them or whatever. So the two they killed on the way, to me, I see that maybe because they were running away and met those people, that's what they have to maybe do. Maybe they may expect that the person may identify them, or the person may call and say that they are passing in a particular way. So that is how I see it. But actually, it's attack because it's not a robbery. They didn't take anything from the health insurance office. And when they were moving, I think they moved from distance before they were. I understand they picked some motor. They moved outside the town when they were heading in the bush. That they met a guy with the motor and they collected the guy. And that one I was suspecting that because there were four people and two motors, and because of the muddy nature of the roads, because it's a rainy season, so they were not able to move as they want. So the reason for taking the motor in the maybe is to aid them to run faster. But I don't think their target was to come and kill somebody in a place and run far to a different place and go and take a motor.
Now the NHIS staff that they killed, is he a manager? What kind of person is he? Do we know anything about maybe if he had issues in the past with anybody?
No, I don't have any information of him having any issue with anybody, but I think that he's just a clerk inside the health insurance office. But maybe it could be a mistaken target. But I don't have any information that he had any issue with anybody. But all indications is that it is just this within within the Kosa area here we have the complete issues. So that's what everybody is pointing fingers to, and even my own self, that is the conclusion that I'm trying to take. You
are suspecting that it could be related to the general issues of conflict in the enclave, and not necessarily maybe someone attacking someone because they have issues with them.
No, I don't see it, because if it is even somebody having issue with somebody, that is the only person that they may target. So, but shooting people anyhow and killing, I don't know if you have issue with somebody, you have to kill more than that person to satisfy yourself. I don't think.
But the
that
people,
is my personal view anyway.
Yeah, but the people who were killed, are they of any specific ethnic extraction?
But they are various. We have 2 Bises and then 2 Kosas. The teacher and the one who is working at the health insurance office, they are Bises. And then the old man and then the young guy that is also killed, they are Kosas.
Moving forward, You have military patrolling, you have the police patrolling, but these people are long gone. What happens next? What is the plan from the District Security Council?
Yeah, the plan we are having is that, in fact, we scheduled a meeting very early in the morning so that they could brief us maybe through the patrols up to maybe tomorrow at the time we are meeting, what fresh information they might have. And then so that we can also plan to, after that, maybe what to do. And but then to maybe, it's possible that somebody may also have information about the identity of those people. So we are appealing to all in sundry. If anybody has any knowledge of any identity of such people, the person should not have any difficulty in sharing that information, so that whatever we will do to get those people apprehended, I think it is something that we have to pursue with all our might.
Thank you so much, and we wish you all the best in that campaign.
Thank you.
That's the Garu District Chief Executive John Abare speaking to us. Sad news, 4 persons killed in Garu this morning after unidentified gunmen opened fire, killing one person who works with the National Health Insurance Scheme or National Health Insurance Authority, and 3 other persons who are not necessarily related or who work with the NHIA. And you've heard him there say that they are on the manhunt for the gunmen who engaged in that act. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Alaji Haruna in Ashaiman sends a message. Thank you for welcoming back. And he says the AG should use all his powers to force the special prosecutor to give out the docket for the extradition of Ken Oforiatta, or else Ghanaians will not forgive the NDC. So that's in relation to the main story we have here on our dashboard tonight. Father SK from Kenya in Kumasi says the OSP should be scrapped because we are just incurring debts. Winfred in Accra says, what is Kisi Jabin hiding that is refusing to cooperate with the AG's office for swift prosecution of Ken Oforiatta? Prince Henry in Koforidua says, Kisi Jabin should just resign because he has failed himself and Ghanaians. You can send your message to 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. That's the WhatsApp platform. Send your message and the world will get to hear what your views are on the stories we are bringing you. And I earlier said to you that we do not have an official response from the Office of Special Prosecutor on the comments made by the Deputy Attorney General. However, we have a Facebook post by an officer of the Office of Special Prosecutor, Sami Daku is his name. He has put on Facebook, and I'm just going to read for you what he said. He says, there's no bad blood between the Office of the Special Prosecutor and the Attorney General, nor is there any contention over the case docket. The issue at hand is primarily one of timing. The OSP is nearing completion of its work on some of the cases involving Mr. Ken Oforiatta and will in due course submit the necessary information required to complete the extradition process to the AG. The OSP has been focused on finalizing these investigations as it also intends to file charges in several related cases involving Mr. Oforiatta and other individuals. It is understandable that the AG may be under public pressure, particularly regarding processes on the oral matter, and that there is widespread interest in seeing Mr. Oforiatta brought to trial. However, just as the AG has often reminded the public, especially supporters of the NDC, that investigations and prosecutions take time, the same understanding should be extended to the OSP. The OSP operates as an independent prosecutorial body with investigative powers and a specific limited jurisdiction over certain corruption and corruption-related offenses which Mr. Oforiatta is alleged to have breached. I am aware that the special prosecutor is expected to complete and transmit the necessary information to the AG this week to facilitate the extradition process. What is of concern, however, is a partial leakage of information which poses potential risk to OSP officers mentioned in the report and create unfounded perceptions of political bias or interference in the ongoing extradition proceedings. So this is a statement from Sami Dako on his personal Facebook post. Let's speak to him. He's an officer of the OSP, like I said. He's a Director of Strategy, Research and Communications at the Office of Special Prosecutor. Mr. Dako, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you.
Before you joined us, I was reading your public or your private, well, your piece on your public private platform on Facebook, and what I noticed is that you've given a chronology of events starting from June 2nd, the communication you've had between your office and the Attorney General's office. The question though would be, why, if the OSP, the AG has been asking for a docket since June, how come you have simply not been able to give them the docket as you had it at the time, explaining to them that you were still working further details?
Well, a lot of people are confusing themselves with the word docket. Although, yes, the Attorney General mentioned the docket, but the confusion is also because of the agenda of whoever leaked these extradition documents. It's extraordinary. We've never seen this before. And obviously, any leakage is not from the OSP's office because two things. The OSP is the one that is investigating and prosecuting Mr. Kenneth Ofori-Atta in respect of its case it has against him and needs the extradition. Two, the OSP will not put its officers' name out there so that their lives will be at risk. Because currently, the officers are in a very difficult situation and requiring a lot of things that we need to do and change about them. So the person who might have leaked this information obviously also did not even leak the entire correspondence. And so that also makes it very difficult. And then somebody runs a narrative of his own, which narrative many unsuspecting people also buy into it. And so they make the case as if OSPs are loggerheads with the Attorney General's office, which is not. And so I had to tease out the correspondence just as the person had put it out there and did not, and decided to run a wrong commentary on it. So if you take the correspondence, as you have said, it started on the 2nd of June when extradition is a political process because the country needs to agree. Just as even US, after you have done everything, they need to also agree. So a letter went to the Chief of Staff requesting for assistance for extradition. And let's be clear, extradition, the Attorney General's office has been designated as the central authority for extradition. So typically, let me give you an example. Agencies that the Attorney General supervises directly they will typically send their things to the AG and the processes will go through. But because we are an independent office, we need, and we don't have a direct extradition powers because the AG is a designated central authority. That's the reason why we've had to go to the Attorney General on this score. And so when we transmitted to the Chief of Staff, the Chief of Staff then, on the 3rd of June, wrote to the Attorney General requiring the Attorney General to cooperate with the OSP for this extradition to happen. So remember, the Attorney General is cooperating with us on the extradition. But when it comes to the investigation and the prosecution, it is the special prosecutor that is doing that. And then on the 13th of June, Attorney General writes to the OSP and requests that the OSP should bring names of the officers who will go to the United States for the extradition processes. And then also requested for the docket to enable him processes it. Now, when we talk about docket and docket, the reason why many of you may be confused about this is this. If you go to the Department of Justice's website in the US, every requirement for extradition is listed there. And I would have been very happy if journalists would have gone there to let Ghanaians know what it is that is required. So the procedure and everything is there. Some of the things they require briefly is that they require that you have an arrest warrant, which the OSP has. the OSP has an arrest warrant. They require that the person should have been put on the Interpol red notice, which the OSP has already done that. Then there's something called the political character question, where you need to justify that it is not political witch hunt, there's no political interference and all that. That will be done by the Attorney General. Then they require the charges that you preferred against the person and any other court document that you have. Of course, the other things will be the constitutionality of the extradition, whether the offense is also the same as an offense in U.S. and all that. The point I'm making is that these are the information that the Attorney General requires. And this is the information that the OSP is giving to the Attorney General. But what has happened was that, remember on the 10th of June, the OSP did a search at SML and uncovered a plethora of documents from the servers, from the document itself, and from the computers. That there were volumes of documents that needed to be analyzed. So the SP had told the Attorney General that in the response that because of this one, I need to board it up. And so when I'm done with that, then I'll provide the extra information to complete this whole process. And so you realize that in September, which was not leaked, Attorney General also wrote back to the OSP and said that, well, times of the essence. So even if we have an incomplete investigative report, we should let him have it. And obviously, the extradition process, as you are aware, you need to be very diligent. So the SP's decision is that we are almost done because we have completed the investigation. It's just about writing these reports and giving it to you, and then it will be done. So that's why I said that there's no confusion or there's no infighting between the Attorney General's office and the Office of the Special Prosecutor. I think it's just an issue of timing, and someone decided to leak this information. I don't know what it is that the person wants to create, whether to create tension, whether to jeopardize the extradition process, because the impression is being created as if there's a political hand in this matter. And then again, you are putting officers of the OSP's lives at risk. You know what happened to Ahmed Swale. And let's be careful, because extradition is a very serious matter that if you're not careful, even with Sedinam Tamaklu, that we have secured a conviction, we have not been able to extradite her back to Ghana.
Now, Sami, I think the Attorney General has been engaged in extradition processes for as long as our Constitution has been in existence, and they surely know what they do and what they require to do, what they want to do. Now, I don't think we should haggle over what a docket is. I mean, all of us who have reported in the courts have seen the prosecutors holding those. We know what a docket is. And I'm sure that the AG knew what it wanted when he asked you or your office for a docket. Now, if the request for a docket after you spoke to the Chief of Staff or you wrote to the Chief of Staff, you were told to collaborate, and the AG asked for a docket from you since June 13, 2025, it's been 4 months. A docket is a file or a folder that you could simply transmit to the Attorney General's department. If you have another leg of the investigation, which you started in September, you could have at least delivered that docket, that folder called a docket, to the Attorney General's department. 4 months on, it has not been delivered. And I believe that the issue of the delay...
Which one is your question, so that I can
I'll
answer
land with
you?
the question.
It's taking a long...
No.
Yeah, because you've made a lot of inaccurate statements.
Which one is inaccurate? That the Attorney General has been engaged in extradition through the Constitution?
In September.
Say that?
We got a new information in
you
September.
said you started... You said SML is the latest...
You didn't listen to me, because I told you that SML, we did a search on the 10th of June.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you that we uncovered volumes of information that needed to be analyzed and decoded.
Yes.
Now let's go back to this, your issue about...
We don't need to go back, Sami. We don't need to go back.
Because you are not...
we don't... So your
too long that I'm not able to even...
Your post said that in September, the AG wrote again, and this is after they wrote on June 13, asking you for update on progress and required information from you. you were still working
I told you that the AG, when he wrote in September, now didn't even use the word docket again. And I told you that whoever leaked this document probably thought that when these others were added, it will be self-explanatory to Ghanaians, and there will be no, it's like a storm in a teacup. Now, you think that it's a very simple matter that between June and now, things should have been done. And you think that no information has been provided to the Attorney General. And I said that is inaccurate. I just told you about what
when I say information, I'm simply referring to the docket that the AG has asked for.
Of course. Hold on. I just took you through, and I wanted our listeners to understand when we say extradition, what it is that you need. I told you about copies of arrest warrants.
So are you suggesting that you've given what the AG needs to the AG, but the AG is still asking for something else?
Information has been provided to the Attorney General. We are only boarding it up because we have uncovered significant information through the search that we did on the 10th of June 2020.
Okay.
And let's be clear. Unless you don't understand the cases we are investigating, we are not investigating Kenneth Ofori-Atta for haircut or those other things that people think.
Let's just stick to the issue. Let's stick to the issue.
Let's stick to the issue. For specific cases in respect of SML.
Yes. So,
and I just told you that on the 10th of June.
Let's not repeat issues. Let me just ask you one question. Let me just ask you one question to clarify matters. The AG said they wanted docket. You can call it anything. It's information. Are you suggesting that you have given the information to the AG already, or you are yet to give that information that the AG requires to the AG?
I just told you that the information required for extradition is very clear, and we have provided the AG with information. We need to board it up. What it means is that we cannot just give information to the AG when the information is incomplete.
Very well.
And we are trying to complete it and give it to you. That's why I said that this whole
So when will the completed information be given to the AG?
I've told you that it's going to go to the AG this week. It's going to go to the AG because
very well.
we are done with it, and the SP will come out to explain. But the point I want to make is this. There is no fight between the AG's office and OSP.
Okay.
And neither is OSP delaying any case.
All right.
Investigations and prosecutions do take time. And so if time is of the essence and the OSP is working, and let me also say this, Kenneth Ofori-Atta is not the only suspect in the SML case. There are so many people I can list. And so we are not just doing a case in respect of only Ofori-Atta. We are doing a case in respect of a number of people who we have to prosecute.
Very well.
And so when we say we are boarding it up, it means that we are just firming things up. Because remember, we also have to prosecute the others in Ghana.
Okay.
So Ofori-Atta may be designated as at large, and we are hoping that the extradition will bring him back. Okay. Now, my last point, Sandra, is this. It is just unconscionable for people to think that the very office that has stood its grounds, even when many people said we were inconsiderate, we didn't know what we were doing, even when we listed him on our website as wanted, people castigated us and even thought we cannot put him on Interpol red notice. We've done all these things to prevent Mr. Ofori-Atta from crisscrossing jurisdictions. And now we know he's in the Maryland, D.C., Virginia area, and we are requesting for extradition. And we are saying that we have uncovered some information that we need to board it up to give to the AG to do. That does not mean that the OSP doesn't want to give a docket to the Attorney General.
Thank you for speaking to us.
This whole thing, I think, is started by somebody who probably wants to jeopardize. Because let's remember, these information that we have put out there, the suspect has seen them. And the issue about political character sometimes can be tricky.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. Sami Daku is Director of Strategy, Research and Communications at the Office of Special Prosecutor. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Jenny, our operations are too complex to be managed on spreadsheets. We need real-time control.
Exactly. That's why companies like ours are moving to Sage ERP 300. It integrates finance, procurement, inventory, and project costing across all departments.
I've seen it work. Multi-location reporting, consolidated dashboards, even intercompany transactions, all seamless.
And the best part? Trust Consult handles everything: deployment, training, and support. They are Sage's certified partner here in Ghana.
Perfect. Let's contact them today. 0302 246 875 or 0244 965 119. Visit their office in Kokomlemle or the website trustconsultlimited.org. Sage ERP 300. Built for growth, trusted by enterprise.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Gugomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel where I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind says be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. One pair way now open there. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go! Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Are you ready to unlock the next big thing? It's a universe of endless possibilities. Get ready to be part of this universe.
Who cries calling me this other one?
Hello. Good evening, Kwame.
Good evening.
We are into baby foods and would like to introduce...
Wait a minute. How did you get my number? You just use ways and means to find people's numbers and be calling them by heart. No respect for privacy or anything at all.
Oh, Bra Kwame.
Is your business privacy ready? Do you collect and use information of people in your line of work, like their name, number, location? You might be doing the wrong things. Whether you're a big company or a small one, you must respect people's right to privacy. Register and be certified by the Data Protection Commission of Ghana. It is the law. You will receive the necessary training, advice, and guided on the right systems to put in place to help protect information you collect about people. Register your company. It's simple and online. Visit www.dataprotection.org.gh to register. Privacy is the responsibility of everyone. Remember, privacy is personal.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Ejibi Wiafe Akintin. Let's settle for the details. Government says it remains committed to rolling out policies that will make the 2026 budget focus strongly on job creation and fiscal consolidation. This comes as Ghana prepares to exit its current International Monetary Fund (IMF) program next year. The country has already reached a staff-level agreement with the IMF on the fifth review of its 3-year bailout program, a development that paves way for the disbursement of $385 million pending approval by the fund's executive board. Speaking at the opening of the stakeholder consultations with banking and non-banking financial institutions ahead of the 2026 budget, Deputy Minister of Finance Thomas Nyako Ampim said the government will introduce measures to sustain the economy. Reforms that have helped to stabilize the economy over the past few years.
The recent successful staff-level agreement with the IMF under the Extended Credit Facility and the credit rating upgrade by Moody's reaffirm international confidence in Ghana's economic direction. Going forward, the government remains steadfast in sustaining the momentum of economic recovery and in building a resilient economy that delivers opportunity for all Ghanaians. Our focus areas include economic stabilization and fiscal discipline, infrastructure and social development, social protection, education and youth empowerment, as well as employment creation. Today's engagement provides an avenue for government to listen to your perspectives, your proposals, and your expectations as we shape the 2026 budget. The insights gathered from stakeholders such as yourselves will guide us to design policies that promote growth, equity, and resilience. This forum also signals the ministry's renewed commitment to collaborative policy making, one where businesses, civil society, and citizens are not mere observers, but active contributors to national decision making.
That was Thomas Nyako Ampem, Deputy Minister of Finance. Still on the 2026 budget, government is set to roll out an agriculture-led jobs initiative aimed at creating over 500,000 employment opportunities through the expansion of economic crops such as oil palm. Finance Minister Dr. Kesio Atuforsen outlined the plan in Washington, D.C. during a meeting with the International Finance Corporation's Regional Vice President for Africa, Ethiopius Tafara. He indicated that a comprehensive oil palm plantation policy is being finalized to unlock value chain opportunities supported by the IFC and World Bank to attract private investment and create sustainable jobs. Away from that, some market watchers are cautioning that the recent appreciation of the Ghana cedi could have unintended consequences on the broader economy. They argue that a stronger cedi could reduce government revenue and dampen export earnings, particularly in key sectors such as cocoa. Speaking to Citi Business News economist Professor William Bamboatin warned that sharp currency appreciation can create uncertainty for businesses and undermine economic stability, adding that it may also discourage remittance inflows.
Appreciation will hurt the economy because, one, if the cedi appreciates so fast as it is doing, and then it encourages imports, it is going to stifle growth, one. It is going to affect remittances, two. And when it does that, when you have been able to use your reserve to intervene, and your reserve is coming down, the remittances and other export that will give you the reserve when there's a problem, it will not come. So eventually the vicious cycle will rather hurt the economy in the long term.
You heard economist Professor William Boateng. Now, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications and the Digital Chamber of Ghana, Sylvia Owusu-Ankoma, says cross-border interoperability must now be prioritized to drive the next phase of regional integration and economic growth. She noted that while Ghana has made significant progress in digital infrastructure, the focus must now shift towards enabling seamless transactions across African markets. Speaking to Citi Business News on the sidelines of a business forum in Accra, Sylvia Owusu-Ankoma emphasized the urgent need to strengthen and refine the existing digital ecosystem to support an inclusive cross-border payment.
Interoperability has enabled the Ghana financial services and mobile financial services to really leapfrog. Comparing Ghana to a lot of other African countries, we have a unique opportunity where we've advanced quite significantly within the mobile money and financial services space. With that also brings a lot of challenges around how we ensure credibility to our customers, to ensure that there is also trust amongst consumers when they transact on these platforms. I think Ghana also has a unique opportunity where, because of the level of interoperability, we should be maturing to get to a point where we're having cross-border interoperability also becoming a priority for us as a country. And members of the Digital Chamber of Ghana, we all work collaboratively together to ensure that we are shaping the policy landscape, and the conversations have already been going on. As a chamber, we're seeking to ensure that we support our members to have those conversations across the various regulators in the space.
You heard Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications and the Digital Chamber of Ghana, Sylvia Owusu Ankoma. Azuma Resources Ghana Limited has clarified that the recent acquisition of its Black Volta and Sankofa gold concessions by engineers and planners was a purely commercial transaction free from any political interference. The clarification follows the full settlement of a $100 million payment to Azuma Resources' former shareholders, completed in 2 tranches on October 6 and 7. Speaking at a stakeholder briefing to provide an operational update on the concessions, Philemon Otredankwa, Director of Finance and Sustainability at Azuma Resources, reaffirmed the legitimacy and transparency of the transaction.
We do not see any state agency to sign any of the documents. These are private entities, limited liability concerns that entered into an agreement. Yes, you're bound to have disagreements, and especially when gold price was $1,750 when we signed, and today $4,300. So it's expected. But again, that's why there are rules of engagement. So there's not been any government engagement and influence and all the back end conversation. Purely commercial, signed off, executed, ready to develop. Per the previous DFS, and those of us who are in mining, you do feasibility study and check that I have this plant capacity. Per that previous document, your total capital cost was $204 million. However, as we have done, we have brought global firms to engage with us. We are going through a review. Once we are done with the review, we'll confirm X number or Y number. Again, we've had a lot of interest and term sheet on our table for us to review.
That was the Director of Finance and Sustainability at Azuma Resources, Philemon Otredankwa. And that's it for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Ijubi Wiafe Akintin. Up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Dreaming big, thinking Africa. UBA Ghana's got your back. For business growth and expansion, UBA Ghana's got your back. With a $6 billion after loan facility, UBA Ghana's got your back. With POPs, send and receive money anywhere, UBA Ghana's got your back.
UBA Ghana has got your back. With the $6 billion after loan facility, your business can grow, export and trade across the continent.
And with POPs, send and receive money across Africa instantly. Now live on Leo, your 247 digital banking buddy. UBA Ghana,
connecting you to Africa's opportunities. UBA,
Africa's global bank.
UBA Ghana's got your back. The luckiest. Luck is everywhere for everyone. Yeah.
This year is going to be sweet. I don't just feel it, I know it, because the Luckiest Season 3 is back.
And I'm about to show you how to grab your golden ticket. Just dial *712# and follow the prompts to purchase your ticket. Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, hit community tickets, and pick your lucky number.
Or let the system do its magic. Choose how much you want to spend from 1 to 5,000 Ghana cedis. You can even buy a ticket for someone else. Be someone's hero. Payment? Easy. Mobile money in Ghana or card if you're international.
One ticket can turn 1 CD into 500 times more. That's maths we love. Or your community will win 10 times more. So let's get lucky together. Because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly. Not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
We asked Ghanaian business owners what they want from Old Mutual.
I want insurance and pension solutions that will protect my employees.
Your business growth is our business. For 180 years, we have partnered with businesses to protect and grow their most valuable assets. From tailored group life assurance protection to affordable pension plans, we've got your business and your employees covered. Contact your broker or call Old Mutual on 0509 551 609 today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Announcing Ghana's first unlimited photocopier leasing. Yes, from just 983 Ghana cedis, you can lease a multifunctional photocopier and print unlimited. Yes, unlimited and free paper every month. Guess what? That's not all. Toners, repairs, and maintenance all are free. And oh, I'm not kidding at all. And we cover the whole country. Yes, the whole country. What are you waiting for? Just visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244 644048. I repeat, or call 0244 644048. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Valix Lease, affordable document management solutions.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
This is Point Blank on Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Umaru Sandana. The Point Blank tonight focuses on two things: our education sector and our environment. The Minister for Education has been speaking. So has the MD of Ghana Water Limited. I'll tell you what the MD of Water Limited has been saying. But before then, let's listen to the Minister for Education and MP for Tamale South, Honorable Haruna Idrisu. He has announced plans to set up a technical team to review the computerized school placement system, CSSPS. He spoke during an unannounced visit to the Presbyterian Senior High School, Presec in Accra, on the first day, or on the day students started, thousands of Ghanaian students entered senior high school. Let's listen to what he said.
I have observed that some parents are unhappy, justified. Some students are unhappy, justified, because he chose a particular course, science, and was given general arts or business. That would be a disincentive even for that child to study hard and go do it best. So it means that the computerized placement system is not working well for the country, and I'm happy to review this, and I would review it. I'll put in place a committee to review its performance over the decades, and then give me a credible alternative. What we need is meritorious admission. I mean, nobody would accept that you get a grade 6, you can't get a school of your first choice. What can explain that? It cannot be explained because that candidate has been pushed away by protocol. That's unfair.
So that's the Minister for Education, Haruna Idrisu. Dr. Peter Enti is Executive Director of the Institute of Education Studies, IFS. He's joining us tonight. Doc, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
We were worried with the human involvement, so we brought in the computer to help us choose or select students or select secondary schools for students, so that you don't have to go and kneel down and beg a headmistress or headmaster for a slot or go look at a notice board. The computer, after a decade or so of operations, appears to be a problem too. Do you agree? Because the minister says it is an issue that has to be dealt with, and he has set up this technical team to review it. Is the computer a problem?
I agree with you, Umaru. And it's interesting how you put it. You know, when we were introducing the computer placement in 2005, the very reasons that we listed, the human interface, the corruption, the lack of transparency, the inequalities within the system are the same reasons we are listing in 2025 in relation to the computer placement system. So it means that over the years, all the innovations, all the reforms, all the reviews that we've carried out in order to make sure that the system is robust enough to deal with the problems of 2005 has not been fruitful. There have been serious challenges with the system, and I'm happy that the minister is indicating of a possible review. We've done about 4 or 5 reviews already, but I believe that they have still not been able to deal with the basic problems that the placement system seems to was supposed to solve, and that is why this review is very timely and important.
I see. Now, it is timely and important, but if the computer could not fix that problem, what can? Because the issue of protocol should have been eliminated. The issue of people having influence on how the admissions would be done should have been eliminated. It is sad to see that 20 years on, it is still there. What would you want to see done by this new technical team that is going to do the review?
Well, the first thing that I think they need to do is to do an audit of the system. Information we are picking indicates that there's been some changes in the original system that have been in place for some period. So there should be an audit of the system. That audit will give them an indication whether the current CSSP is robust enough to continue, or they will need to rebuild the system to address the challenges that it presents. But more importantly, there should be a comprehensive review about the model of selection that we have adopted. I think that the technical committee that is going to advise the minister should look at the fact that most of these challenges emanate from the fact that students are made to select schools before they see their results. And this kind of anticipated performance is what creates the problem, because if students select the school, they are emotionally attached to the school. So you will see that during their conversation, they keep telling their friends, "Oh, I'm going to this school. I'm going to Infantipim. I selected this school." So they are emotionally attached to the school. Meanwhile, they have not seen their performance. They want to go and do science. They are benching their selection on an anticipated performance. Now, when the results come and they see that they didn't do well, and therefore the system is not able to place them, then there's a big problem. So the comprehensive overview of the model of selection should be carried out to make it possible for students to select schools only after they have seen their results. So there are 2 reforms that we are thinking should happen. The system itself, the technology, which should be audited and ensure that issues of protocol, admission, issues of abuse and everything is curtailed and dealt with. Because technically, when you are using technology, you are supposed to solve problems. Technology comes in to solve problems. So it's interesting that in our part of the world, anytime we introduce technology, we are getting things are getting more difficult. Then the second is the model of selection, which we think should be the fact that students are made to select their school after they have seen their results. The other peripheral issues could be improved sensitization, continuous education, and all that. But these are 2 major things that needs to happen to be able to ensure that 2026 we will not see those kind of queues in those resolution centers, and we will not hear of issues of abuse and people requesting for money to be placed in schools that technically they do not qualify to be placed in.
Thank you so much for speaking to us.
You're welcome.
So that's a conversation we're just having there on the state of our education sector after the minister announced a review of the computerized school selection placement system. You were listening to an interview with Dr. Peter Anti, is Executive Director of the Institute of Education Studies, IFEST. This is Point Blank on Eyewitness News. I am Umaru Sandamadu. Now let's talk about our water resources and our environment. Dr. Adam Mutawakilu is former MP for Damongo. He's the Managing Director of the Ghana Water Limited. He called a press conference today to talk about water supply to Ghanaians, but of course the issue of Galamsey was also talked about. Let's listen to a summary of the key issues he's been raising at the presser this afternoon.
Ghana's raw water sources are faster than our plants were built to handle. After heavy rains, turbidity has several major intakes now spiked to levels that made conventional treatment difficult, costly, and sometimes temporarily impossible. If we don't act at the source, we'll spend more each year to produce less water. Today I'm inviting corporate Ghana and other public sector partners to join Ghana Water Limited in a focused 24-month catchment recovery plan to stabilize priority rivers and cut treatment losses. We see the evidence across our treatment plants. Emergency dredging is no longer exceptional. At Oabi last year, 2024, dredging cost about 64 million Ghana cedis. At Mampong, about 13.8 million Ghana cedis was spent in dredging. This intervention kept obstruction channels open, but they require downtime that reduce supply to our communities. Effects of siltation. Siltation breaks the system in several ways. Operationally, we face more frequent shutdown when turbidity exceeds what our system can handle. We pause to clean structures, remove sludge, and wash filters more often. Depressing output and reliability. Chemically, water that once responded to alum, that is aluminium sulfate, now demand improved treatment after storm events dominated by fine clays and colloids. Mechanically, abrasive solids erode pumps parts and other structures, leading to multiple breakdowns, premature water, unplanned replacement, and longer workshop queues. Energy-wise, abrasion pumps pushes pumps outside their efficient operating range, so we burn more power to move less water. The West Heat system include Eastern Region, Enyenam, Kibi, Osino, and Akimoda on the Brim River, then in Sawam on the Densu. Central and Western regions, we have Dabuasi, Sechrehiman on the Pra River, and Bonsa on the Bonsa River, Kwanyaku on the Ayensu River. In our central region, we have Odasu on the Oda River, Konongu on the Anum River, and Berekesi on the Ofin River. In Upper West, we have Jambuse on the Black Volta. In Volta region, we have Peve and Agodome on the Volta Lake. And Northern region, we have Dalon on the White Volta. Most of these plants in those areas, their intakes are heavily salted. What Ghana Water has done, what have we done? Ghana Water has responded downstream. We intensify preventive maintenance, accelerated filter rehabilitation, refurbished pumps and motors, and where necessary, executed emergency dredging, most visibly at Awabi and Mampong, to restore depth and protect intake infrastructure. In our catchment treatment plants, we have progressively shifted from a predominantly alum regime to carefully selected polymers. This shift is technical and unavoidable. Polymers perform more efficiently at today's stability profile than alum can, but it carries a financial consequences. For example, chemical costs at Berekesi, Odaso, and Konongo in the Asante region has increased by about 400%. Polymer costs more kilograms required to gather dosing control and quality assurance, and often involve relatively high foreign exchange exposure, because most of these polymers are imported. We don't produce them locally. So when the foreign exchange fluctuates, it has significant effects as a result of the exchange rate. The mechanical and energy story is similar. Silt-laden water shortens service interval, increases spare parts consumption, shrinks standby margins, and add pressure to operating expenditure. Let me state this plainly. Ghana Water Limited is a tariff-regulated utility. We cannot immediately pass sudden costs that surges to consumers, nor do we wish to. Affordability matters, But the gap between regulated revenue and siltation-driven costs stretches the company beyond reasonable limits, and if left unaddressed, threatens the sustainability of our mandate to deliver safe, reliable water. Our proposal, that is the way forward, we propose an upstream solution, a joint 24-month catchment recovery plan focused on 8 priority river bodies feeding our plants. The plan combines riverbank stabilization and revegetation at erosion hotspots targeted, survey-led dredging around intake channels, and coordinated land use compliance and community engagement to protect riparian buffers. Why this make financial sense? Targeted upstream will restore abstraction capacity, reduce treatment challenges, lower specific energy per cubic meter, and extend asset life by cutting abrasive wear. In simple terms, we convert recurring emergencies into planned, high-yield intervention that stabilize production and bend the unit cost curve back towards baseline. Broader effect of the problem. This challenge matters beyond Ghana Water Limited. If siltation continues unchecked, costs will cascade across the economy. Beverage and bottling firms will see slowdowns, higher inputs, and stock out. Food processing and fast-moving consumer goods companies will face disrupted production cycles and quality incidents. Hotel, restaurants, and events will struggle with unreliable supply and expensive backups. Hospitals and schools will be phased into water cutting with obvious hygiene and service risk. Manufacturers will face processing interruption. Real estate and commercial centers will absorb rising costs for backup water and energy. Productivity falls and price rise when a fundamental input, that is treated water, becomes more expensive and less reliable. The case for partnership with shareholders. Conversely, partnering now delivers tangible benefit to corporate Ghana. Supply reliability that protect revenue and brand trust, lower costs, water costs, and unit production costs ease, visibly, variably, environmental, social, and governance, that is ESG, impact tied to name reverse riches, and prudent hedging against climate-driven variability in raw water quality. We see to co-founding from corporate Ghana and development partners to match Ghana Water Limited investment. Closer collaboration with district assemblies, the Water Resources Commission, the Environmental Protection Agency, the Minerals Commission, the Ghana Gold Board, and National Security to align enforcement and protect buffer zones, deeper community engagement through traditional authorities, and in-kind support finances, materials. So we need their support either in kind or finances, materials, equipment, and logistics assigned to specific rivers, where each contribution will be visible, measurable, and auditable. Commencement of the government intervention. We wish to acknowledge the significant steps taken by the government of Ghana to combat illegal mining and protect our water environment. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, under the leadership of Honorable Ahmad Kofi-Boa, has intensified regulatory enforcement through initiatives such as the Blue Water Guard surveillance operations to monitor water bodies and prevent illegal mining activities. This initiative, we believe, aims to protect Ghana water sources and restore polluted rivers, reclaim degraded lands, and strengthen the fight against illegal operators. The Ministry of Sanitation, Water Resources, led by Honorable Kenneth Gilbert Ajay, has consistently championed the protection of water bodies and collaborated closely with Ghana Water Limited on both technical and policy fronts. His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama has provided clear and decisive leadership, prioritizing environmental sustainability through the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, a task force composed of military and security agencies to combat illegal activities.
Dr. Adam Mutawakilu, Managing Director, Ghana Water Limited. Ending tonight's edition of Eyewitness News, which came to you from our studios in Accra. I am Umaru Sanda Amado. I did this with Ejubi Wiafia Kenti. Produced by Sami Wiafe, Kobina Wilson, and Beverly London, with support from Fred Tete Jabano. Technical support from Daniel Squashi. New media support coming through from our new media team. We'll be back tomorrow at 17:30 GMT. It's a Monday, which means we'll be leaving in the hands of Samuel Atemensa, who brings you Footprints.